All right, yeah.
You're doing it wrong, bro. You can't disgrace Matthew McConaughey like that.
That was him?
All right.
Not him.
Yeah.
It was from the one song.
What?
It goes, all right, and then it's like, it's a song that you be playing. It's that one, I think, with 2 Chainz and all of them. I don't know why my mind's going blank.
You got room if you want to, like, move over.
It's like a room. This is COVID space.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
COVID.
Okay, I can actually move. All right, cool. We moving.
Yes, we pod and watch out for my laptop.
Bad. Bro, so we were talking about before, my body feels broke down. It feels just tired. I need a massage.
Right.
I need a chiropractor. And I need a vacation.
It's funny because I've been big on my routines, like breathing and stretching. Like I was really into that, and it was so much easier when I had a job to do that, you know. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm on my own and doing what we're doing and trying to run a business, is that as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's like my eyes open and I say, alhamdulillah, then it's money. So I could stretch, I could breathe, but money.
Money.
I was like, girl, what is happening to me, bro? I think
that's hilarious.
And it's not like I'm greedy or anything like that, but that's just the way I need to think, like sales, how we can get money to the door, cause.
Bro, don't fall into the sky. It's dangerous, bro. I promise you, it will hurt you.
I caught myself, I was like, what is going on? I'm missing out on soccer game. Like, more come play, I respond, money.
You see the emoji where the tongue is out and it just says money. Oh man,
it was this is really funny because I actually got this from Jabril because I was working a full-time job and doing the podcast. He was working full-time on his own, and every time we would talk about something, every other sentence was about money. I was like, bro, calm down, bro, why you always talking about money?
Like, money is my religion. You know, like, money doesn't dictate my life. Yeah, nigga, I fired and then, it changed real quick.
Come on, this side's like, if you ain't talking money, we ain't talking.
Yeah.
But now I know, like, I thought when those rappers used to say, I thought it was just, like, lip service. I thought it was just to kind of,
nah, bro,
you know, just spit some game, but this is real life. But it's not about money itself. It's just the whole mindset, right? How are you going to keep going? How are you going to get funds in the door to pay your employees? Operational costs. It's not just coming in to live. And Melanie from Hot Hijab said the best. Like, you guys think I live a lavish life? Alhamdulillah, I live good, but like all that money doesn't go straight into my pocket. I have employees. I have expenses. I have marketing dollars, inventory, operations. Like, come on.
And then you still got to figure out how to make sure you get consistent funding. I mean, it's a whole lot to it, but I think at the end of the day, the best way I can sum it up is it's not getting money for money's sake. It's getting money so that you can have things on automation. Mm-hmm. So you can, be able to do other things other than just get money. You know what I'm saying? Cause right now we're working because we need money. You're working because, I gotta pay rent. Mm-hmm. But that's not the only reason why you're working. You're working so that you can get to a point where you don't have to go into the office. You don't have to make that call. You have the ability to hire someone else, or you have it so well automated within your own system that you don't have to do it on a day-to-day basis. You can maybe do it 2 days a week, and it's just as efficient and effective as doing it 5 days a week. So I think that's why it's like, all right, I gotta keep going. Because if you slow down your own momentum to get to that point, you're not going to get to that point. So the only way to get there is to get there. You know what I mean? So at first it seems like it's like, oh, money. If that's what you're going towards, that's all it's going to be is money. But if you go towards automation, the money will always come with that. Like a machine, it's like a train. The way I think of it, it's like, it's longer to build a train, like a steam engine, than it is to build one of those little old hand cranes. You remember on the cartoons, you got one guy on one side, one guy on the other side. They're doing like, the little hand crane. That's a lot easier. Like that's literally a couple pulleys, that's a chain and a couple wheels and a board, right? Like, cool. You can make that in probably a week. A train's going to take a lot longer, but you can go a lot further in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So initially it looks like the people on the hand truck are doing a lot more because it's a lot faster initially. but in the long run, you might take 3 months to build the train, right? But once you get to that first stop, you can keep going and going and going and going because now you build it up for longevity, not just the convenience of being able to get somewhere quickly. So it takes a while, and it's hard to shift from the hand truck mentality to the train mentality when you've been working like the hand truck to go and start operating like you're operating a train, even though you don't have the train yet. It's very difficult.
Yeah, bro, that's a great way to put it, because as an employee, that's all you're doing is cranking you're just cranking so you can get the train going. That's what you're trying to do.
No, as an employee, you're sitting in the train.
Are you sitting in the train?
You're a passenger in the train because someone's already built the train up. Your old boss did not have to come to work for a whole 2 months.
It was CEO. He was good.
Yeah, he could do everything he wanted from home. He didn't have to go in. He could afford to take 4 vacations in a year. I witnessed that. Yeah, he could afford that. Why? Because his business is automated. Y'all are the automation. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's no wrong with being an employee. I'm just saying, if you have the ambitions to go further, then you don't want to have to put your hands on that every day of the week. You have other things and goals and wants and, curiosities that you want to divulge into. You want to travel. You want to, you want to do different things. So in order to do that, you have to be able to say, all right, I have to put a lot of time, a lot of not worry, but a lot of my mind space to that. And I envy people that don't, but I also don't think that the people that I'm so-called envying are doing what we're doing. So I don't, I don't envy them. And you got to remember, like, employees, I'm sure you heard this statement before, they work hard enough so they don't get fired, right? But they also don't put in as much work just so they can kind of chill. They do the minimal amount of work, right? But the problem is that for employees now, nothing's guaranteed, as we've seen that with COVID. So many people got laid off. Even at Disney, even at the higher ups, 20,000 people got laid off. The Disney park in California hasn't even opened up yet, and that's a full economy over there, right? There's so many peoples and families that are affected. So now it's like, this is the time for you to kind of go out there and figure out what you want to do, because it's not like how it was back in the day with pension plans and you staying at a job for 10, 15, 20 years. Even you see what happened with Trump. He's firing everybody in the cabinet. So even the government jobs that people would have for decades upon decades. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. She's been there for what, 20 years maybe? That's a rarity now. Back in the day, that was everybody, so things have changed. The level playing field has changed, so nobody can feel comfortable. So it's like, if you're not working towards something that's yours, they can literally just pull the rug right under, and then you're left with whatever you got in your hands. So yeah, look, I didn't think we were going to go down this whole route of employee versus entrepreneur, especially to start the podcast, but that's for all y'all out there that hustling. Salute to y'all, because y'all need the salute.
Yeah, I need it. Salute.
But Mo, let's get this intro started. We got a few topics to talk about.
I'm hyped. I'm with it. All right, bro. It's time to get to it.
What is that? All right, give me the countdown, bro.
Baby, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam
and Muhammad Hassan,
and you are listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaamu Alakum, everybody. Yes. We are back with another episode 107.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Cool. Let's get to it.
So
some disturbing things happen in the news.
There's always disturbing things happening.
Yeah. Look, we already said it. The time between election to inauguration was going to be Trump's time to act up and do whatever, right? My sister sends me this video. It's on Fox News where the reporter is talking with someone who's anonymous, an anonymous voter from Nevada, who's talking about the voter fraud that they saw, right? I'm going to play just like a little bit of it so people can hear it, because I don't know where you can find it. My sister sent it to me, and bro, this joint had me rolling, dog. Oh my God. All right, just listen to this. Just listen to it. Ready?
Thank you for joining us. You saw something suspicious. We're going to get right into it tonight. Happening on the side of a Biden-Harris van in the parking lot of the polling station. Now walk the audience through what happened.
I'm not going to say which party does it, but thousands of votes are gathered and they come in and they're dumped in a location, and then all of a sudden you lose elections that you think you're going to win. And I'm not going to stand for it. Our voting system, first of all, we should have voter ID. When you vote, you should have voter ID. And if you send something in, you should be sure, as a state and as a country, you should be sure that that vote is meaningful and it's not just made fraudulently, because there's a lot of fraudulent
we all know
voting
what this
going
is.
on in the country. This country should have...
Bro. That joke was so obvious that it was Trump interview. Look at the screen. I don't know if y'all can see it on the phone, but
zoom in.
Yeah. It's obviously Trump. It doesn't matter how blacked out it is. The hand mannerisms, the voice, auto-tune.
It was suck because he was talking in first person. Like, he wasn't like, he said, I'm not going to put up with this. Thousands of votes. And everybody knows, we've been listening to this man for 4 years now.
Yeah,
we know his mannerisms. We know the tone of his voice. Sadly, I mean, I don't even want to know all that, but we do.
Here's the thing. I'm not 100% certain that's real. I didn't see it on Fox News. So like, disclaimer, I don't know if that's 100% real.
Please say that.
But my sister saw it on social media and it looked pretty legit. Mm-hmm. But I gotta look it up. I gotta do some more research to make sure it's real. But I just thought it was hilarious that it was like a blacked out, silhouette. And they auto-tuned it and you're like, yo, bro, this is Trump. Come on now. It's Trump.
The good thing is that, we're talking right now with social media. I know that Facebook and Google and all these other platforms have been getting away with all this false information just going out there, and they were just like, hey, just let it be out there in the social network sphere. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. We don't care as long as you're staying here. You know, but now the Congress and Joe Biden under the administration and Kamala Harris, they're not going to put up with that as much, and they're going to put the accountability and onus back on Facebook, on Twitter. Like, hey, make sure you guys are checking the facts, bro. If somebody's putting out negative information and hate messages, shut down that account. You know what I'm saying?
But the problem is that goes against, you know, our constitutional rights, which is freedom of speech, right? As much as I hate the idea that someone can put out false information, why do we as a people look at the government to be our moral compass?
I mean, look,
these are the same people
who would you expect it then? I mean, I see what you mean there, but I don't think it's right that people just can put in,
bro, you got to do your own research. You have to do your own research. You got to read a book. You, like, the fact that we come from a meme culture should not decide if the government gets to say what's true and what's not, because up until about 5 years ago, they swore out aliens didn't exist. Now all of a sudden, Area 51 is a real place. You feel me? Like, a lot of things the government was denying, we're figuring out what's true. Them murdering certain people, it all being conspiracy theory. Now it's coming out from other former public officials. Yeah, these things are true. Bro, for years, people were saying, yo, the CIA's putting guns in the hood. Yeah. They're shuffling in drugs. And they were like, oh, no, there's not. It's a war on drugs. We're fighting it. Yeah, but y'all also the same ones bringing it into our communities. Yeah, that was conspiracy theory for a while, too. So I'm not saying that all this stuff is true, but I am saying, why are we going to take the government's word for what is true and what isn't? Like, yo, I'm curious to know how much of the stuff that Trump just spews out that we're like, oh, he's just lying because he lies so much, right? What he's saying, where's he getting the basis of the things that he says? You know what I'm saying? Cause he might be crazy and just be saying whatever, right? But what if someone says something, I can't remember exactly what movie it was, but he was like, crazy, oh, it was Shutter Island. He was like, crazy people are the perfect people to tell the truth, because who's going to believe them?
You know, I love that you said that. There was one thing, there was a lot of good things that Trump did. And one thing that he did, I listened to a podcast yesterday and I thought it was crazy. Do you know, I mean, you know, our government is so-called corrupt, right? Or they do corrupt things. And what he was saying was that when somebody gets in office, right, and then you have somebody lobby for them, what is that? That's like, bro, say I'm a congressman and you're a businessman out in the Silicon Valley, right? And I'm like, hey, Drew, bro, I'm gonna put out this tax that it's a technology tax, which means that if I pass this bill, that means that all technology companies in Silicon Valley are gonna have to pay 20%, 25%, 30%, whatever that number is, right? But then you and your other constituents and all your other, CEO buddies like, hey, Muhammad, we don't want you to pass that. So what can we do to help you to delay that bill? You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm willing to delay that bill, but you have to support me. You have to campaign for me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give me money. So next thing you know, I just got hundreds of thousands, $1 million, and then I can also give my son a job to come work with you. You know what I mean? My nephew. And so I heard an interview yesterday with a lawyer that actually is trying to sue the government for that. That's modern day extortion. You know what I mean? Like basically, and then that's how you have congressmen that can make $2 to $5 million in 2 years. Like,
yeah.
What? You know what I'm saying? How is that possible? So they said that Trump actually came in and shook all this stuff up. Like, y'all not doing that, you know? Yep. So cause he didn't see it that way. He saw from a business perspective, like, what are y'all doing? You know, like this is not. So he came in and shook up Washington and really drained the swamp. So I do have to give him kudos for that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the worst part about Trump and as a individual was the fact that he communicated in a way to sway people, not for people to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a bunch of people on his side, but most of those people can't tell you exactly what he did. They can tell you, things he said and like, oh, no, I know he was going to do this, but we have to dig deep to figure out what he did. It's not like, it's not like surface level stuff, right? Like you just said, I didn't know that, right? But that's something that we've all known for years is disgusting, that you got these big companies that can go in and they can,
here's $2 million. Don't pass that law.
Yeah. They can put money down for something, right? I was watching a show recently about how the U.S. government hired Nazis after World War II to come in and work in some of our biggest government agencies, such as NASA.
Wow.
Yeah.
To help
build a rocket to get us to the moon. And this is fact now. This is not conspiracy. Again, it was conspiracy theory, but it's now proven as fact, right? That Nazi, upper level Nazi, chemists, scientists, generals were all brought here to help work and advance the U.S.'s cause. Who else was after them? The Soviet Union. So then I started looking into it and I was like, wow, okay, the Cold War was a lot more there was a lot more behind the Cold War than just, some underlying tension. There's like, no, there was decades of tension because of things like the moon race and trying to, get former Nazis to get into their science programs and things. So when you look at all that stuff, and you look at the government and then you look at what Joe Biden is saying about, we want to censor social media. It's like, I don't trust that because now what you may deem as conspiracy theory, right? You're taking down and saying, oh, you guys can't put this out there. You can't censor the internet. The internet is a free space. It should be a free space for everybody. And they've talked about internet censorship for years and years and years. But I feel like they're going to capitalize on the fact that Trump is and was such a crucial part of hate speech, or people feeling they could give hate speech. You know what I'm saying? Because his message, I've heard somebody say, well, he didn't actually say anything hateful and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's true. But the way that he perpetuated his message and his persona gave people the ability and that bravado to go out and talk like that. You feel me?
Yeah. Those are all great points to put out. And just because we're on the topic of Joe Biden, now that he is the president-elect, we still have to watch him. You know what I mean? Because even before he got elected, people forget about what his son did, right? Hunter Biden and Burisma. He literally was getting stroked a check from like Ukraine and Russia for like millions of dollars. And when I was doing my research, it was like, he has no skills. He's not a businessman. What is he selling? He's not selling anything. He's working for these companies or being a liaison, getting paid millions of dollars so they can have access to what? His father. And what makes it worse is that these are foreign entities. Ukraine, Russia, that he should not be involved in. I'm not going to tell him what he should do, what he shouldn't do, but it makes you kind of think just like, yo, what's really going on? Like, what's really up. And I know they tried to expose that at one point. Remember they were talking about, oh, look at the corruption. But then they kind of put that all under the rug, especially the DNC, which was the Democratic National Committee, because of what they wanted. They knew that Joe Biden had the best chance to run up and become the president. So I would say you guys just always make sure you're looking at your local laws. And I want you guys to really pay attention. The next thing that you guys do is look and see who Joe Biden is bringing into the cabinet with him. I think he's going to bring a lot of people that Obama had, but just look at those people and see what they're about. Look at their history. Look at the different laws that they passed. And you guys know that, because Joe Biden and Kamala are going for 4 years, Joe Biden is the oldest president we've ever had to be in office.
Wow.
And then if
Trump won, he would have been the oldest too, right?
I think it's up there, because they're both in their 70s. Yeah, Trump's 72, Biden's 76. So if Joe goes another 4 years, he'll be in his 80s. So if he's not fit to run, you know who can be our president? Kamala Harris. So we can have a woman become the first president of the United States of America. So I mean that could happen now if anything happened to Joe, God forbid. So
that's nuts.
That's how things are looking.
I mean, I think she was going to run. I was talking to my uncle about it. She's probably going to run anyways after these 4 years. Cause Joe Biden, he's literally just coming in because there was nobody better to run. You know what I'm saying? That they saw fit that could run and actually do better than Trump. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wouldn't even say do better. Who could withstand the pressure? You know what I'm saying?
Well, quick fun fact, and then we can switch gears here. Did you know Nancy Pelosi is worth $150 million?
So no, hold on. If she's worth that, so what would her Mehr be? If she's worth $150 million, what her Mehr be?
Thinking about it, $150 million,
bro.
Isn't that kind of wild to you? The Speaker of the House, she just speaks. So I don't know how much she's getting paid per speaking gig to come out somewhere.
Well. Does she have any other
skills,
businesses, and things like that?
It could be. I really don't know. I just know that's her net worth, which I thought it was impressive.
$150 million.
$150 million.
She out here making rapper money. Yo, what?
Yeah,
yo, that's nuts.
Puts things into perspective, right?
But answer my question: if she's worth $150 million in the streets, what's her Mehr?
Well, it matters. It's $150 million, and let's do what? Oh, what's 10% of that? Do the math. I would say she probably asked for like 250,000.
250,000? What? Bro, we got basic joints out here asking for 250. But you make 250 in a Birkin bag. Like
a Birkin. Dude, I never even seen a Birkin bag.
I probably won't see a Birkin bag.
Let me Google that joint right now.
Yeah,
that joint
let me see. Let me know how it looks.
The things that people just hear stuff on songs and they say they want it. I wonder if rappers started rapping about pay less. I wonder if the value would go up.
I guarantee you, if someone had started rapping about Shaq.
Oh, it's Hermes. Okay, that's why it's Hermes. Okay, right. Yeah, dog. Okay, I didn't know it was part of the Hermes brand.
Bro, that drum was so basic.
Yeah, dog. What the heck? Whoa.
What?
11,000.
Wow.
15.
Hold on, no.
Shawty, you better be coming. You better have some equity when you come to me with this.
you better look. The thing now is like, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna buy a Birkin bag, but I'll buy you some Birkin stocks.
It's a Birkin stock.
Or Birkin stocks.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but if I get my girl a Birkin bag, she gotta give me a rollie.
That's a nice trade-off.
I think that's fair. I think
that's fair, but what's not fair is that when women ask for these things and they give their husbands what? $100 ring, you know, it's $150 ring.
No. So you were talking about this yesterday. We're not going to sugarcoat over this one. So we were talking about how the men are expected to give. All right, if I'm asking for your hand in marriage, right, and I get you a ring that's worth $500, you gonna snap. You're gonna be like, yo, what is this?
Is this a testament to our love?
What is this? What is this? Well, baby, I've been working. Nah, I don't want that. I don't want to see that.
Nah, dog.
Yeah, but for the men, I got friends walking around with rings from Walmart. finger turning green. Like, what's wrong with that picture?
I love my baby though. She got a rock.
What's wrong with this picture? Man going in debt to give a woman a stone, and woman came in, like, men came in have like, what?
We said equality. I remember we were talking to Razia, great relationship coach out in Canada. Make sure you guys go check her out. She was saying that expectations, like with inflation going up and student debt being at an all-time high, and then the rates for homes, the prices going up, everything just not looking good for consumers right now. All right, they're just not looking good. She was like, you can't expect a guy to come in and give you the $50K Mehr to take you on a honeymoon, put you in a house. When you get into the house, you have all brand new clothes. You know what I'm saying? He taking care of your mama. I mean, you might as well just go marry Diddy at that point. Like,
you said take care of your mama. I thought I married you. God damn. But you know, but that's why, personally, I'm in the cabinet that says, bro, I'd rather wait to get married. Because here's the thing, that expectation is something that even I put on myself. Like, I put on myself for my parents. Like, bro, I want to be in a position where I can not only just take care of myself, but I'm also in a position where I can have people that are employed and I'm getting enough money in where it's like, yo, we talk about this all the time. I want to have options. I don't want to be boggled down by a marriage and feel like my life is in a stranglehold, in the sense where you have no money, you have zero, you don't have that much mobility, and it's a struggle. It's like we don't talk about this enough in the Muslim community, but you got to have some sort of foundation so you aren't in a legit struggle when you get married. Cause okay, cool, you gotta pay $25,000 in mahram, you gotta pay for a wedding, you gotta pay for a apartment, house, whatever it is. Okay, we're gonna go on honeymoon. Just within the first 3 months of your marriage, you looking at a solid 40, 50, 60K in the hole. Yeah. How's that make sense? How's that make sense that we getting married in the hole?
And that's gonna, I don't care what anybody says, that's gonna hurt your marriage. It's gonna affect you guys. Cause you guys on your own, and after you get married, everybody goes back to regular life. They go back to what they're doing. Even your parents have their own thing. So you and your husband and wife gonna be inside the house just like, dang man, these bills are racking up. Like, these credit cards, company just keep calling me, we gotta pay this off, but hey, don't worry about it. But you know, you live in it lavishly. The thing is that people need to start thinking long term financially. So if a woman asks for $25,000, my first question is, what are you going to do with the money? All right. Obviously, it is none of my business, but if she's going to have it just sit in her bank account and just sit there, yeah, that's good. But if she has no plan, that money's going to be spent.
It's going to depreciate.
It's going to depreciate as well. But for me, it's like, okay, I'll give you some assets, like Jabril saying. Look, I'll get you a little bit of stocks in your name. I'll get you some gold. Gold's gonna skyrocket, right? I might even get you a Bitcoin. But whatever it might be is that they have to be able to think long term and be like, this is gonna be the greater good for my family, for my husband, and then just our future. Not just, what is a bag gonna do? How about you just get you a business or some stocks that can pay for that bag, that can get you 5 bags. You know what I'm saying? So, but they just don't want to wait. They want it now. They want to tell their friends like, hey, guess what I got? My matter was more than yours. And they want to, you know, maybe brag off to the family.
I don't want to interrupt what you're saying, but I got to add this because we were just on a panel, right? And the panel was filled with mainly young women. And the topic of mahram came up. And, you know, they were like, you know, I'm priceless, you know. Yo, all y'all ain't priceless. No, I'm sorry. Like, all y'all not priceless. Let's be honest. Everybody has a price limit. I'm going to be honest with you. Your father is going to take this $15K, okay? I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking, by the way.
And she was like, slide the envelope.
Yeah, like, here you go, Pops. Whatever she's talking about, you know, whatever. Priceless. We're all priceless in the law's eyes, so don't worry about that. I mean, 50 Camels will handle that real quick. Anyways, so they started talking like, oh, like, nah, I want this, and start talking about Burkin bags, and so I was, you know, and we're the only 2 men, there was 3 men. The other dude, he didn't say a word. And we're the only 2 men on the panel, but as far as like the people viewing, there was a good amount of people viewing. This was a really good show, turnout. He was the only dude. So he wasn't saying nothing, right? And I was like, look, like, no, my wife, I want to give her a business. And that way she has something that, okay, it might only be turning over $20K in profit a year, but you think about it, you have that for 5, 6, 7 years. You can take that money, do whatever you want with it. Like, it's in your name. That's your money. That's your business to do whatever. You feel me? You know, that's up to you to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. And they're like, nah, I don't want to have to work. I don't want to have to do this. I'm like, bruh, like, reality is, I'm not saying get you the thing so you work. Saying you get it so you have recurring income. You have money that's coming in. You have a business. You have something that's in your name that's an asset. And someone was joking, was like, yo, rich dad, poor dad over here.
Robert Kiyosaki in there.
Yeah, which is, you know, kind of funny because I am currently like in the middle of the book. I'm reading it again. But I think our mentality, as you said, has to be long term. Like, we can't buy these things that are just trendy, especially when they're trendy for people that are multi-millionaires. Like a Burkin bag to Cardi B is nothing, right? But why? Because she definitely has money, invested assets that are bringing her money in. She's getting royalty deals. She's getting a lot of money coming in from, you know, multitude of things that you who claims you're priceless. And this is not directed at any one person that said this, because there was a lot of girls that said it. I'm just using it as an example. You who say you're priceless, you have no assets, you have no recurring income. And I know it's a joke, but like, we take this stuff in seriousness. Like, like, yo, like, we got to get our kingship up, you know what I'm saying? Get our queenship up. Like, you can't do that if we just try to be broke for the small little things of today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a serious topic that we joke about, but it's like, yo, these rich people, they don't joke about this stuff.
Yeah, no,
they're not joking about their money.
I would say two tips of advice for the fellas, but before I go into that, our prophet, peace and praise be upon him, said the best women are the ones that have the lowest mahar, right? And I believe when he said that, I don't think it was in regards to the amount. I think it was just in regards to just how humble they were going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, look, I know where you're at right now. Like, if your husband's right here, why give him a mahar expectation is up here? You know what I mean? I would rather make it a little bit higher, meet him where he's at, and then as he goes up, he can get you those other things. Like, dude, you have a whole life in front of you, bro. 20, 30 years, like, he's gonna be able to come up and come down. We gotta remember, it's a pandemic right now. We're gonna go into a financial crisis. Those bags aren't gonna do you anything. So the two tips of advice I would say to fellas out there that are gonna get married, and if their potential partner has asked for a mahar, what I would do is that, say for example, they asked for 20K. Say, okay, if I was to get you with this 20K for the mahar, you would need to use the money to get your wedding dress. Right, bro? Right? Get your wedding dress, pay for the food at the wedding, you know, help with the catering, help with the decorations. And then it's like, no, I don't want to do all that. Then it's like, okay, how about we bring the mahar down and I'll pay for that too. But I can't give you the 20K and you not use the money for any of those things. So you got to be able to know.
Is that what you did? So
that's what I did. So my mahar, so my wife asked a reasonable mahar. Alhamdulillah, I was happy to pay it. And then what she did, she was very resourceful with the money and used that to get herself ready. You know what I mean? Get her perfumes, her oils, you know, nail polish, halal nail polish, whatever it might be, just to get herself right, you know, and then give her parents some money. So it took care of it. And then when it was time for the wedding and other things had to get paid for, I was able to pay it because I didn't have to pay a crazy lump sum up front. It didn't make any sense. And then we also had money to go on a honeymoon. So it just worked out. We came back with no debt. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because people forget, like, yo, you're in a partnership, and the way this world runs right now is our lives revolve around our ability to pay our rent and to be able to pay for the things that we need, especially if you live here.
Yeah,
if you live in America, if you live in a Western country, money is king in a sense that you need that in order to do anything else that you want to do. So we can't start off this partnership. We can't start off this business union. We can't start off this marriage with both of us in extreme amounts of debt. That, like, it makes, because cool, we have a nice moment, but what about after that?
Bro, you see how fast time is going? And this is for the ladies and the guys. When you guys are trying to figure out the matter, do it together, right? I mean, whatever your mom says, whatever your dad says, whatever your uncle says, take that into consideration, but don't use that as the basis. Like, get with the guy and figure out something that works for the both of you guys. If he has some money and he can spare it, okay. But if he doesn't, then think about it. And then for the guys, I've actually heard of stories, and this is point blank haram, that they don't even pay the mahar before they get married. Like, you have to pay that before you sign those papers at the nikah. And I know some men that don't even pay it at all. And that money is your wife's money at the end of the day. So when you give it to her, she can do as she pleases. But it would be nice to kind of have a plan around it, you know? So.
Well, you know, hopefully everybody can get up to the level that, you know, your wife were able to work it out. Cause I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Like, but again, we go back to what we were saying last time. It's about you guys plan going forward and your expectancy of a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Because if you if your lifestyle is, oh, my husband just pays for everything, like he does and, you know, I just ask for it and he gives it to me, then cool, that would have been reflected in how y'all started. But how y'all started is how it ends, right?
Yep.
Like we ride together, we die together, right?
We in it to win it.
Yeah. So I like that. I think that was really good. That was a really good conversation that we had yesterday that we kind of carried over, and I'm glad we're bringing it here because
it's needed.
These people are lost, bro. They lost, bro. They are lost in the sauce. But where with quarantine now being such a permanent thing now. Where quarantine, lockdown, coronavirus, however you want to frame it or whatever terminology you use, it's basically a permanent thing now. How do you feel spiritually? I mean, for me, I think for me, it's been a real roller coaster where it was like, yo, one point it was like, yo, we here, we out here, boom, boom. But trials and tribulations and tested, brother. You feel me? Like praying has been a lot harder. I'm working to read more. Like at one point I was on my Arabic, like I was doing really well with it.
I remember that.
And I've fallen off like completely just because work and, you know, trying to hustle so much to make sure that I'm straight. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, you know, so it's like, yo, I got to have money tucked away.
Yeah.
And because my work is, it's all hands on. It's like, you got to be there to do it. There is no passiveness in the income being made. So, all that time that's out there in the field is you working. You just out in the field getting it. So like spiritually, I feel like I'm not going to say it's taking a back seat, but it's definitely is lessened in the sense of the rituals that are being taken part of, the ability to like just tap into that spiritual nature isn't as easy as it once was. And it's been really tough. I mean, personally for me. But how's it been for you?
I mean, it's also been hard. If you look at it as compound interest is something that grows over time. So if you have money, you have compound interest, it grows, right? So for me, that compound interest has been everything that's going on in the world, whether it's just, the riots, whether it's the protests.
You mean compound stress?
Yeah, that's what so now it's compound stress. It's compound stress. So all those things that, over time has turned into a lump sum now. You feel me? So like all the stress for what's going on, cause even getting married is just a lot of work, right? And then from there also with, the podcast and the pandemic, is just things just piling up on top of each other. And sometimes you hope that spiritually and everything else on your end, you're kind of growing to overcome that. You feel me? Cause that's what you want to do. But this pile of whatever you want to call it, crap, is growing at a very, very fast pace. You feel me?
We have different names for that.
So it's growing at a very, very fast pace, and I feel like at this moment it's kind of surpassed me, so you kind of feel like...
What do you mean by surpass you?
Surpassed me where it's overwhelmed me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And it's I found myself almost buried in it, so kind of need to go back to the drawing board and figure out like how to kind of get back on the horse.
So vacation didn't solve it?
I mean, vacation was nice, you know what I'm saying? But you said spiritually, it was nice to come back and I was free from everything, so that kind of helped. But when I came back here in my head, I was like, all right, we got to get straight to work, you know what I mean? Instead of keeping those routines and, reading more and try to, be more, try to read more Quran and be on top of my prayers. So it's been a little bit difficult, but I feel like it's progressive though.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, you have to just go to the basics of just like, yo, let me get my 5 prayers in. Let me make sure I read. Even like I gave Juma a few weeks back, and I was essentially the whole khutbah was just about, yo, try to read just one ayat. Even if you just read for 5 minutes a day, it's better than not reading for 3 days and reading one day for 30 minutes. And what I typically do is I'll I feel like everybody does it. They open up the Quran. You're like, speak to me. Speak to me, God. Right?
The Wheel of Fortune.
Right? And you open it up and you just start reading it. And a lot of times, subhanAllah, like something hits you, right? What I try and do is sometimes I'll look at the chapter and I'll say, okay, what do I kind of want to, learn or indulge in today? And like I might choose, Surah Mehr, right? And I'll just start reading. And once something hits, like I'm like, ooh, I stop reading. And I ponder on that and I try and like just think on that, because I think we get in the mentality that you have to just keep reading. We go for the stat of I read this much versus I got this much. And so for me, that's one thing that I've been trying to do more so, because it puts less pressure on you to read a lot versus the pressure on you to comprehend it and to take it in a the Quran. I can't remember where I heard this, but it was like Allah made a Quran for us to think on it and to meditate on it and to really internalize it. And the only way you can do that is if you take it in bit-sized chunks, right? So that's the way that I've been trying to ease back into reading, because there was one point I used to read almost 30 minutes a day. I read in the morning. Throughout the day, I would listen to it. Like if I'm driving, I listen to Arabic, I listen to the English. So I do both at the same time. But really, I feel like that at its base, the reading and then trying your hardest to make prayers. And it's very difficult. You're finding out it's very difficult when you're out here grinding on your own. It's very difficult to just, okay, let me just stop everything, go pray real quick. And I need to be more confident and, able to just pray wherever I'm at. That's something I've never been about, because I was never taught like, yo, like you out there, you go pray. I've always taught when you pray, you want to be in an environment where you feel, one, comfortable and safe, and two, you feel as though you can actually get to your prayer. Focus. You can focus, because prayer is something where you need to have focus. And so like I'm not going to say I've always disagreed, but I've never been the type of person who was like, yo, like if I'm shopping at Walmart, I'm going to go to the dressing room and pray. Because my mentality is, well, if I stop and pray in Walmart, I'm just doing it to get out the way. But am I really like concentrated like I want to be? Difficult. It's difficult. And I don't think my way's right and that way's wrong. It was just something that like I was dating this girl, and that was something that her and I would talk about, like, yo, we were out, like we were out in a public place, we were shopping, doing our thing, whatever. And she just was like, yeah, I'm about to go pray in the dressing room. And I was like, all right, have fun. I was like, you can go in the car. She was like, no, it's time now. And I was like, sure, you're not about to just stop in the middle of the aisle and make prayer. Like you can go in the dressing room, like do whatever you want. Do you. And I don't fault you for that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big argument.
I mean, especially now with COVID, all the dressing rooms are closed. So like now you can't even the places that we used to pray, you can't even do anymore. It's easier when you have somebody with you. So if it's you and your wife, she can watch you while you pray and stuff like that. But even now, like people don't even watch you in the stores if you're not shopping, right? They don't want you anywhere if you're not in and out. So it's very difficult. You can't even stop by a masjid. Usually when you're on the road, oh, okay, I'm here in Bethesda, Maryland. Let me go find a masjid here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that anymore.
Well, that's why people are saying like, yo, like I'll just stop wherever I'm at and just pray. Yeah. And I respect that a lot. I really do. Well,
one thing I've been doing better is that just still doing what I got to do in regards to just treating people right and just being a good person. I mean, that's something that I've been doing a really good job at. So inshallah, the reading and everything else will follow up with that. So,
I'm right in the same boat. I think I've donated more money during COVID than I have in my entire life.
Alhamdulillah.
It's weird because I've made more money, but yeah, I've given more money away this year.
That's how it works.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's really like one of those things where it's like, man, yo, I've been there, bro. I've been that dude broken down inside, bro. I've been that dude that's had no money to eat. I've been that guy, bro. I've been that guy. And you can always be that guy. Don't think you can have money and not be that guy, and then one moment be that guy. And it's like, you never want to get to a place where you forget just how fragile this life is. In the sense that one thing, all this stuff we got right now could be gone, right? All it takes is for one moment, someone, steal our car, break into our, you know what I'm saying? And all this is gone, right? But like, for me, it's really important to say, hey, look, I see this person on the side of the road. Like, yeah, they've been here time and time again. I don't like that, but that isn't for me to decide. That's for Allah to decide. So I'm still going to give. I'm going to give you this dollar. I'm going to give you this water. I'm going to give you these granola bars. I'm going to give you, I got clothes. Like, yo, do you need this? Are you hungry? Like, I always ask, like, people be like, yo, anything helps. And I was like, cool. And I always ask, like, yo, are you thirsty? Like, yes, thank you. Boom. You know the blessings you get for giving somebody food and water. I think that surpasses giving somebody money. Maybe I'm mistaken in that. That was my understanding, but I'll do my research. Don't take that for fact. Do your research on that. But I look at that and I say, well, if I can get the benefit in the next life, and as you said, if I can keep the characteristics rolling, I feel like I'm still spiritually in a good place. But the point where I'm just like, screw you, I ain't helping you, I ain't helping nobody, like, I hate that's when you're at a spiritual low. Bro,
that's when you're not even being a human being, you feel me? And people, when they look at homeless people, they forget that homeless person was where you were at, looking at other people like, oh my God, I can't believe they're homeless. Like, literally, you can be one paycheck away from being homeless, something happening, and that can be you. So like you said, humble yourself. There was, I want to tell you guys a story. I told Jabril this when I went down to LA. We went to Crenshaw and Slauson to go check out Nipsey's neighborhood, and what he did out there was just something monumental. You can't even get to a store anymore, or his whole block. It's basically just shut off. But the whole
it's fenced in, right?
It's fenced in, but the whole street, they're doing like renovation. It's the hood, but they're really like building it up. And there's like, he's giving people so many jobs outside of his Marathon clothing store. There's like freaking 15 different kiosks set up, people selling shirts, $40, $50 a pop, like selling food, selling whatever it is. And then, so when we were out there, I brought my wife out there because I told her I really wanted to see it. She was like, yeah, I'm game. And then when we went out there, it was so beautiful. But then one thing we noticed was that there was this one African-American guy. He looks like he was older. His feet, literally, bro, were swollen, dog. Like, I never seen feet so big in my life. Right? And you can tell toenails wasn't cut, and he just looked like he was in a bad shape. And then people were just walking like around him and over him, paid him no mind. And we're like, yo, this guy needs some help. And then eventually, it was hot days. Eventually, he kind of just fell down and just lay down in the middle of the street, and people were still walking past him just to go get some Nipsey shirts. In my head, I was just like, damn, that's not what Nipsey was about. You know what I'm saying? I think I told you, I was like, that's not what he was about. He was about his people and building up his hood. I was like, people don't know that this guy's from around here. He lives here, and there's nobody helping him. So my wife and I, we went inside, got him some water, got him some hand sanitizer, and he had no clothes on. His clothes basically were like ripped. So we went ahead and bought him some clothes from a Nipsey shop, like the Crenshaw, like the sweater and the sweatpants. It was expensive, but the guy gave us a good deal. And then we literally just put the clothes on him, and then we took him to a restaurant, got him some food, and then we just
could he walk?
Let him go on his way. He could barely walk, so he had to hold my hand while he was walking the street. I was so scared, like, oh my God, I'm gonna catch COVID helping this homeless man. I was terrified. I was like, oh yeah, Allah protect me. But alhamdulillah, like, I was able to stay clean and everything. But it just got me. I was like, man. And Dean's probably hearing this, is shaking his head like, y'all missing the whole point of what this man was about. He wasn't about looking fly and smoking blunts all day. You know, that's not what this man was about. He was about unity. He was about community. He was about helping out your brother and giving your brother what you want for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's very prophetic, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Same thing with the Mehr. It's like, yo, we need to evaluate what is the long-term value of our actions and our spirituality. What is the long-term value of our spirituality if it isn't going to affect our character? So you can read all you want, you can pray all you want, but if like all that isn't perpetuating your actions to other people, it's like, bro, it's cool to be a monk, but when it comes down to helping people, it's like, you useless? Nah, come on, bro. Well, come on, bro. That's why, and people wonder, we see this all the time, they're like, yo, how do these people that aren't Muslim and they're doing all these bad things and, you know, they aren't on the deen go to heaven? Well, because you got people who aren't Muslim whose characters show through in their actions. And what do we believe as Muslims? That your actions are what lead the way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, your intent is good. I get your intent is great. But if your actions ain't standing up to the actions of someone else who's out here, maybe, okay, they ain't Muslim, but they still out here donating. They're doing good. They're working. You feel me? Like, you have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And you should back that no matter who it is. You feel me? So I'm a big proponent of that. I think everybody should be working towards that. There's a oh man, this is random, but did you see Rudy Giuliani?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was horrible.
Bro, so this man, apparently he went onto like a live press conference where he essentially just lied and said a bunch of BS for like an hour and a half.
He's a lawyer, right? Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah. He's part of the legal team and all.
Yeah.
They once called him America's Mehr. I think that was like his title. This dude was sweating and like talking out his mind. He had like hair dye and the hair dye was dripping down his face, looking crazy. And then something nasty happened. I saw it on, man, I can't remember. It was one of those late night shows. And I watched some of this, but I didn't catch this. So he blows his nose in the handkerchief, right? Then, you know how you turn it, you know, you close it and then you might blow again or do something else with it. There's a handkerchief, by the way. And why is anyone using a handkerchief during COVID? That's nasty, by the way.
Wow.
He took it, he turned it the opposite way. Like he should have turned it into himself. He turned it out.
Oh my God.
And then he wiped his forehead.
Oh my God.
He wiped his mouth, his cheeks. He wiped his hands. And then Mo made a good point. He said he probably went and shook people's hands after all that.
God. Hugs,
so this man
kisses.
wiped his own boogers all over his face, his mouth. Bro, that's how you know Trump's team is just imploding.
Oh yeah.
They like those dudes that come out of the club and they just a drunken mess and they just wilding. You like, bro, go home.
Just go home, cuzzo. The night is done.
You done for the night, bro. Just get out of here, dog. Call that Uber and leave.
Stay safe, y'all.
Yeah. Like, and the fact that people are still rallying up behind them is like,
no masks. All right.
Yeah, for no masks. That's nuts.
No handkerchiefs.
No handkerchiefs, no peace. But yeah, I had to bring that up because that was trifling, bro. What else we got? You got it? What you got?
Right now, I want to get into the fire round.
Oh, that
fire, man.
I got you.
Fire, man.
I'll pull it up. So we went to Instagram to ask you guys, what do you feel like is holding you back from your goals and aspirations? And you guys came back with some amazing answers. I got them sitting here. We're just going to read through them and then we're going to like answer a few of them and like maybe help some of you guys out if you want your answer to be answered. And again, if you guys want to follow along with us, follow us on Young and Muslim, YOUNG, the letter N Muslim. It may be subject to change in the future. We got some plans on our Instagram and Twitter names, but it's, you know, Young and Muslim is still going to be ours, but we're looking at changing the podcast to something that's more like, you know, Young and Muslim podcast. Inshallah. We'll see. You guys let us know what you decide. So we asked people what do they feel like is holding them back. And a lot of them were like self or me, you know.
Typical.
Someone said failure. Failure is not holding you back. Failure is a byproduct of the things that are holding you back. Ooh. Someone said fear of failing. See, there you go.
I like that one.
And those two are side by side. The fear of failing. The fear of failure will always hold you back. Don't be scared to fall and flat on your face, my friends. No money, no car, no job.
Oh, snap.
And look who it was.
Oh, somebody close.
No money, no car, no job. I mean, no credit, good credit, bad credit. You can still get a loan. Inshallah, I'll make Muhammad do these things for me.
Hold on, what? Hold on.
Oh, I didn't realize who it was when I read it.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Money bags. Recovering from years of pain.
Hello.
May Allah make it easy for you, my friend.
I mean.
The lack of opportunities.
What do you mean, bro?
I don't know. Lack of opportunities. Well, you know.
Where they from?
I don't know.
They better not be from the U.S.
Yeah, right. Well, look, in this day and age, regardless of where you are.
Yeah.
You gotta create your own opportunities, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for real. Financial situation. Yeah, we all broke, bro.
Financial situation.
Like, we all broke. All right, we got my GPA, bro. Wow. Your GPA is holding you back from your goals.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing somebody blame it on the GPA. Like, bro, you the one that made that GPA.
Really? My comfort zone. Ooh, that's a big one.
Like
that's a really big one.
Stretch out of
that.
that.
Comfort zone is big. It's really
that's
big.
hard work. It's not easy, bro, because you don't know your comfort zone until you get out of it. You feel me? So
yeah, that's true. I mean, bro, I'm dealing with that now. Like what we talking about with the trip and all that stuff.
True.
Like that's something I'm very vastly uncomfortable with, and I'm like, yo, I think I'm just gonna have to jump, bro. And I'm cringing thinking about it, but I think I'm gonna have to just make that leap.
Bro, need a vacay, y'all. I need y'all to go out there and support him. GoFundMe coming soon. Get Bill out the country.
I don't need the money. I need the moral support.
You need the push, exactly.
Yeah, I need the push. The money ain't the issue. Someone said these student loans, just don't pay them. Don't pay them joints.
Bro, don't be too loud like that.
Yeah, right.
Sally.
Sally, man. You remember that song that came out? I finally paid Sally Mae back. No. Oh, no, I'm about to find it right now. Oh my God. Bro, that song is hilarious.
While Brill finds that, to answer, to kind of help with that point.
No, but I can't play because if I play it, then
they'll take it down the episode. Okay. What I was saying, Joe Biden is going to put something into, I believe, Congress where you can save about between $10,000 to $50,000 in student loans. They're going to kind of wipe it off, but don't know who qualifies yet.
If you're over 10,000, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm about to tell Joe, like, look, bro.
He's gonna go for teachers. He's gonna go for teachers and stuff like that first. So by the time it comes to us, bro,
you should go for the teachers and the people that haven't been paying on them. Because obviously we've been demonstrating we can't pay the jobs. so either you're going to remove the loan, you're going to take it off, or we're just going to continue to not pay.
Either we pay or we pay.
Yeah, exactly.
As the government,
but we ain't going to pay.
We'll pay.
But we're not going to pay. Someone said, gotta create more space for discipline with food. Ooh. That's a new one. Hey, I respect you sharing that with us.
Right. That's big.
I respect that. That is a big one. Cause I know me, I have a mean sweet tooth. And what I try and do is like random days of like, all right, no sweets today. Or like I'll drink no sugar with the coffee. Cause I like black coffee anyways. So, give yourself a little challenges, my friend. And inshallah, they'll work for you. May Allah make it easy. Strict dad, LOL. There's nothing LOL about that. No, I'm messing with you. That's really funny.
Yeah. Shoot the DM. We'll see if we can help you out with that.
Well, she did.
Another one.
To that. Consistency. Yeah, that's a big one. Lack of confidence. How many things have you not done because of your lack of confidence?
Oh, definitely a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Whether it's going out to a big tryout with a big team because I didn't think I was good enough to play with them, to not enrolling in certain classes because I didn't think I was good enough. Like when I was younger, like the IB or the GT class, like the smart people. I was like, oh man, that shit. I was like, nah, they're just way too smart, man. They're probably in there talking my head off. They're gonna be running circles around me. But they came out doing the same things.
Yeah, they went to the same schools.
Exactly the same stuff.
Myself and sometimes my bipolar when I run out of my meds. Well, brother, keep taking your medication. And keep working on it, bro. Yeah. I don't really have any.
Consult with your doctor and see what's best for you.
Yeah, we are not the healthcare professionals. Myself, of course, my bills. Your bills hold you back.
Man.
Get your chicken up, son.
Or try cut down things that you don't need. I mean, unless you're talking about like rent and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what you can do with that, but squat up with a homie or something like that. You gotta get creative with it.
Or you gotta humble yourself and move back home.
Exactly. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, if you have that ability to. I know not everybody has that ability.
True.
Not having enough discipline, but I'm working on it. Good. You see the issue. You're tearing out the cancer. You're looking for a solution. Good job. Me, myself, and I. Procrastination. Procrastination is the enemy of all progress. Money, that's it. We still moving on them. Money ain't your issue, my friend. Money is a byproduct of the issue.
Yes. It's just
I don't know what the issue is. I can't say it. But
money ain't the issue, though.
I actually just found that quote somewhere and decided I would tell you it. You, money, self-doubt, feeling lost and paralyzed. I like that one.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah. I think we tend to feel like we're lost, but if we take the time to look at where, not the old adage of, look at where you are, how far you come, like that only helps if you know, like, if you have a goal in mind, right? And specific, like a materialistic goal. Mm-hmm. So like you want to buy this or you want to have this, something. So not so much materialistic, like you want to buy like a bag or something, but like material to this world. I think it's important to have that, right? You need some sort of goal that's tangible. Tangible goal is better. You need a tangible goal. That I feel like that helps a lot of people not feel as lost. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're going to feel paralyzed on the journey because you get to a place, and we were talking about this last night with the work we're doing, is you get to a place where the work is sometimes lateral. So you can't always build a wall straight up. You have to build a brick from one side to the other, one brick at a time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you're laying the bricks to the side, you don't see the wall that you're building up. You know what I'm saying? And depending on what the goal is, the wall can be 100 yards. So you're building a wall sideways for a while, not thinking you're going anywhere, right? You just feel like you're in the same place. You're not really elevating. But reality is, you're laying the groundwork and the foundation so you can put on the next layer of bricks. So remember that. Only me. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Old African proverb. I love that.
Dang.
I love that. You must believe in yourself. You are the captain of your own ship. Well said, King. Well said, King. Myself, but we get in there. Hear that? Indecisiveness. I struggle to maintain my goals when things get rough for an extended period of time.
Wow. That's a really great point, because anything that you're trying to do is going to take time to accomplish, whether it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It's going to take time. So for you to give up, then you have to start over again, right? Whether it's a diet, whether it's you hitting the gym, whether it's you reading, because it's easy when you're going for a month and things are good, and then you turn around and you haven't done anything for 3 months, because it's just like, oh snap, what happened?
Yeah. But the first part he said is something you mentioned last episode, which is decisiveness. Yes. You have to be, as a man, you gotta be decisive. And I think women have to be decisive as well. This isn't just a man trait, but it's like, you have to make a decision. You gotta stick to it, and you gotta work towards it. You can't be like wishy-washy going from one thing to the next. It's like, you gotta make a decision. And I feel like it's like that with everything. Like you said it about, yesterday on the panel about you getting married. You were like, yo, I saw this woman. I like what I saw. And I made a decision right then and there. Like, I was cutting every other option out.
100%.
You didn't know if it's going to work or not, but you committed to a decision. So, I respect that, you know what I'm saying? And so decisiveness is vital.
And when it comes to that, it's okay to take your time to figure out what decision you want to make. But after you make that decision, then you get to it. You feel me? You can't make the decision and be like, I don't know if I want to do it. Take time, sleep on it, let it simmer, think about what you want to do. But once you make that decision, we on it. Whether it's the podcast, whether it's the YouTube. Once you say you're going to do it, then get to work.
And then the last one, excuse the language, these bitches.
OMG.
I feel you,
boss,
guys. I feel you.
What you mean, dog? Like,
I feel you guys.
Have you heard of Block? Have you heard of...
Yo. Like a lot. I saw that when it came in. That joint had me rolling, bro.
Dang, homie, like... Have you heard of stopping your push notifications? Like, just get off social media, bro.
Yeah,
You'll be alright.
Bro, and that's a big one. That's a big one. Get off the app, bro.
Get off the
app, bro.
Wrapping up the fire round.
So wrap up the fire round. Continue to ask us your questions, guys. And if you want to ask us questions, go ahead and DM us. I like doing these. I like engaging with the audience and kind of getting their opinion and seeing what's going on in their lives.
Y'all crazy.
And then we can just like bring
y'all crazy.
That last one,
but we were just on the panel. I think we were kind of alluded to it, and we had so much fun. So any MSAs that want us to come and speak, hit us up on IG, Young the letter N Muslim. We are ecstatic to talk to you guys and gals, and we know that everybody's home now, so if you want to do it on the weekends or weekday, it doesn't really matter to us, but we're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make it lively. I mean, we had so much fun yesterday, and everybody did appreciate that we came on and spent our time with them, and we were just as thankful for them as they were for us. So
no, look, and you guys can book us if you feel like we should come and talk to your MSA, to your class, to you and a group of friends,
your dad,
your peoples. Like, I mean, we're down to do that. I mean, it's gonna cost, but for real though, like if y'all want us to come, we can speak, do our thing. Hit us up, shoot us an email at youngmuslimusa@gmail.com. We're always down to speak to the youths. Or speak to the, the general public. Like, we've done a lot of speaking engagements in quarantine. They've been a lot of fun. I think I've learned a lot personally, just like the different productions and things of that nature. So it's been very helpful on my end. I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy speaking to people and things like that. So, bring us out to a MSA or a speaking engagement near to you.
Boom, boom.
Cool. Do we got anything else?
Man, I think that was everything that was on the palette, the docket.
No, the last thing, and this is a little bit for like creators. We're going to talk about this. We got to be quick with it because I got to get a move on.
Let's jump on it.
One of the topics that came up in our panel was about, because it was about black creators, and we talked about the topic of people, overlooking us for a lot of different things, and how there's more of us out here doing dope things than people are giving us credit for. And when we do things and we try and add a personality to it, we get ostracized by our communities, whether you're Somali community, Sudanese, Egyptian, American, like whatever your national community is. A lot of them ostracize you for speaking on topics that are just real and raw, which is a lot of stuff that we do on here. Thankfully, you guys are still listening, right? And I think one thing that's really important to emphasize for creators is that the market will always catch up to you if you keep doing your thing and don't sway. If you sway what you're doing, if you try and adapt to the market, and it's not saying you don't adapt, right? But if you try and switch up who you are as a creator to the market, it'll be cool for a little bit. But then eventually the market's going to surpass you because you've slowed down rather than letting them catch up. You hit 100 miles per hour and do your thing, and eventually they have to learn how to catch up to you, and they'll come seeking you later on. And so that was a big part of the talk that we had, and I think the other panelists were really, really dope. They had some really good ideas and good thoughts on that matter. Did you have anything for that?
I mean, it's just one of those things where, I know I talked about it yesterday, it's just the positioning. It's tough to go somewhere where there's nobody there. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like almost buying a plot of real estate in the middle of Montana when you think that nobody's going to be there. There's not even a gas station there, but you see the future. You see people coming here. So what do? You go over there, you set up shop, and you own the place, and you try to take up as much of the market as you can and get the architecture, get the blueprint, and then when that first person comes, they're going to invite the second person. Next thing you know, you're going to have a whole community there, and then they all have to come to you to play ball and see how things work and to figure out the lay of the land. So it takes a visionary to see that and to go to a place where there's nobody at. So I think that's what we did, and that's what we're doing. I mean, people say we're a niche inside of a niche. So it's...
And I don't think so. And one of the panelist, Nazma, she asked us that. She was like, do you guys feel like you can even go mainstream because you're such a niche in a niche? And I said, we already are mainstream. Within our own community, we're mainstream, right? The mainstream outlets just don't realize that all of us that were on that panel are already mainstream. Because eventually, 2 years from now, they're going to be calling her to write for their articles, because how many are like her? There aren't any. She's only niche because the market hasn't moved yet, but it's going to move in that direction, because we already know everything that is within our culture is always what pops. So this podcast, and I mean, maybe it's a little bit arrogant, but I sincerely believe the market just hasn't caught up to what we discuss, how we go about discussing it, and our audience. So when we talk about us, we're not just talking about us two as individuals or this podcast as a anomaly. We're talking about all of us as a culture, the things that we care about, things we talk about, the things that give us meaning. Those things they don't care about those things yet. We're still thinking that, sending every person that talks on Islam to school to become a Hafiz is absolutely necessary. Is that good? Yes. Is it good that we have students of knowledge? Yes. But can everybody be there? No. Is it necessary? No. Everybody has their place. And I think when we start utilizing people to be at their greatest strengths and being able to help people be just good Muslims first and foremost, like to be the basic, like, yo, just to get somebody to be like, yo, like I made Fajr today, or like be like, yo, like I made prayer today, is a big deal, because it's very hard for people to even get in one prayer. And I've been that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes just getting to that base level is very difficult. So sometimes you just need those people that can help the people get there.
Yeah, that's it. Give me to there.
Right.
Facts.
Sometimes you need people that can just talk about the real topics and the real things that we all talk about. Right. That's why I love Fire and Shade. When I was at your wedding, one of the sisters came up to me and we were talking, and she was like, yeah, I like your guys' podcast, and I like one Fire and Shade. I was like, yeah, it was the homies, you feel me? And she was like, yeah, their podcast talks about all the behind the scenes talks that all of us women have, but we're just like surprised that they put this out there for the public.
Air it, yeah,
that they actually aired it. And it's like, she was like, it's crazy because like these are the exact conversations. I was like, well, I need to listen to the podcast more, right? But again, they're smaller. They're not the biggest podcast in the world, but what they talk about is mainstream for the culture. The market hasn't caught up to the culture yet. The culture is here. We're with you guys. And until the day we die, we're going to stay here, because eventually they're going to realize just how important we all are to this entire infrastructure. We're the foundation, and we build up from here.
Boom. Now let's get the building.
Phone drop.
Let's get the crack-a-lacking.
All right. Yep. We got to get it rolling. So guys, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to all you guys that are listening for the first time. Shout out to all you guys that have binge watching and binge listening to the podcast. Shout out to all you guys that have been there from day one to A1. You feel me? Like a steak sauce. Ooh. If you guys are out there and you're wanting to DM us, you can find us at Young and Muslim on all of our socials. That's YOUNG, the letter N, Muslim, Young and Muslim on Twitter, Instagram. You can look us up on YouTube. It'll come up. You find us, come and get us. But Muhammad, if they want to listen, if they want to be on the go, in the car, on the stereo, where can they find us? Yes, to listen to the pod with all of our episodes on there, you can go on SoundCloud, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. Alhamdulillah, we are on all the major platforms streaming, so you can go ahead, check us out. Please give us a 5-star review and leave us a comment just so we know that you're there, and to let us know how we're doing, what we need to improve. I mean, we just love hearing from y'all, whichever way it is. So hit us up, and much, much, much love and appreciation. Yeah, if you guys want to watch these, you just, as I said before, look at some on YouTube. Make sure you go like, subscribe, and of course do what? Bell. Click the bell notification. Yes. Yeah. So think about that time too. Wrapping up. Wrap it up, B. So for the last hour and 14 minutes, you have been listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast. I'm Jibril Salam. And Muhammad Hassan. And leave you with the greens of peace. Asalaamu Alakum. Peace out. Peace. In the Middle East.